Hi Lee Forest, welcome back to Mrs Hudson's kitchen. I hope you're all okay. Today we're going to be making some loaded potato skins, which I can't wait for because they are absolutely yummy. Now, it's also a very exciting week because this week it is the British Nutritional Foundation's Bake Off Week. So they're going to be putting on lots of cooking shows, I think 2 per day, and Miss Hadfield has sent you a link to all the amazing cooking recipes so you can have a go at home. So do get onto that and have a look at some of the other lovely healthy recipes that are on the web for you. It also links really beautifully with Article 24, which is that every child has the right to the best possible health, and by eating healthily, you're well on the way to having the best health you can. Now, the recipe we're cooking today is also a very healthy recipe, and we'll talk through the nutritional benefits of that as we go through our recipe today. Now remember, do wash down your counters with some antibacterial spray before you start. I've already done that. And also give your hands a really good wash. Wash them thoroughly to make sure they're nice and clean before you start cooking. The other thing you need to do is preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we're ready to start. So the equipment that you'll need today are a couple of mixing bowls. You'll need a chopping board, a fork, a spoon, and a sharp knife. You'll also need a baking tray, which I've got ready just beside me. And that's it, that's all you need today. The ingredients that you will need are some nice big baking potatoes. Now I'm going to do 4 today because there's 4 people in my house. But if you only have 2, then you can halve the recipe. If there's 6 of you, you can do 1.5. If there's 8 of you, you can do twice the amount of this recipe. Also, if you want to make them in advance and pop them in the fridge for the next day, then you can do that too. So you'll need, I've got 4 baking potatoes today. You'll need 125 grams of cheddar cheese. I've already grated it just to be quick. So if you want to buy it already grated, you can. If not, you can stand and grate it. And remember, keep those fingers safe. We have looked at grating already in one of my shows. You'll need 4 eggs. You'll need some ham if you want to put ham in yours. You don't have to, you can choose what you want to put in, but I'm putting ham in mine. And I'm putting some chives in mine. You don't have to put chives in it. You can use little spring onions if you want to, or you can just leave those out. And then I've got my salt and pepper ready to season my potatoes with. You will also need 50 millilitres of milk. I'm using semi-skimmed milk, which is best. Or you can use skimmed milk, which is even better because it is a more healthy option. So 50 millilitres of milk, which I will measure out in a jug in a moment. So I've already popped my potatoes in the oven just so they were ready so I could show you what to do with them. So first thing you need to do is get your potato, pop it on your chopping board, and you need to stab it with your knife, your fork. Now do be really careful when you do this because I don't want you to stab your hand. So the best way to do it is to not hold it at all and just stab down on the potato. I'm not going to do it on this one because I've already done mine, but stab down, turn it over and then stab down on it again. Maybe it's probably best if your parents have a go at doing this just to keep you safe. You can then pop your fork away, and then you're going to pop your potatoes, not wrapped in foil, just your potatoes straight onto the tray in your oven, onto the racks, not onto a tray, onto the racks. And then you're going to bake them for 40 to 45 minutes until the insides are nice and squashy. Now you can do this in the microwave if you want to. It just means the outside of your potato is not going to be nice and crunchy, and I really like a crunchy potato. So it's up to you, you don't have to do it in the oven, but I do prefer to do mine in the oven. So there's your potatoes. Once they've been in the oven for 45 minutes, you need to take them out. So again, be careful with the oven because it is hot. Get an adult to help you. And you need to take the potatoes out and leave them to cool for about 15 to 20 minutes so they don't burn you when you come to cut them in half. So here are my potatoes. I've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there's my 4 potatoes. Let me just move that bowl to the side a moment. What you're going to do is you're going to cut your potato in half lengthways because you want it nice and long. So let's start with this one. This one's quite a round potato. Now, what I would do is hold it with the claw method that we learnt before. And then just chop it in half. Try and chop it perfectly in half. So both sides are the same size if you can. So that'll be better. When you've chopped it in half, you can get your spoon. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a ridge all the way around your potato. Now I do like to leave a bit in my potato. So can you see I've made a little ridge all the way around. And now I'm going to use my spoon to scoop that bit out. There we go, I've popped that in another bowl just to the side of me. Now I haven't taken all of it out, as you can see. I've left a little bit of potato around the edge because I do like to have a bit of potato left with my skin. Okay, so you're going to do that to all of the potatoes. So I'll show you again. So you're going to go round, just use your spoon as a guide, and then you're going to scoop. Oh, is it going to come? Yes, it is. You're going to scoop it out and pop it in a bowl. Now the potato that you pop in the bowl next to you, that can be used for something else. Now what I like to do with that is I like to fry it up with a bit of fry light in the morning with some tomatoes and some maybe mushrooms and peppers, and make it into a bit of a breakfast scramble. So it's not going to go to waste. There we go. Do my next one. It's not going to go to waste. You will use it in another recipe at some time. So there we go, so scoop this out. Now in terms of potatoes, they are really, really healthy for you. They are full of something called fibre, especially the skins, which is why it's good to eat the skin. There we go. And then scoop that out. Now fibre can help reduce something called cholesterol. And cholesterol is a thing that can cause heart disease. So the lower your cholesterol, the less likely you are to get heart disease. There we go, they're coming along. They look like little boats, don't they? So potatoes are full of nutritional value for us. So really, really good to have on your menu. They're part of our carbohydrate range, so they keep our tummies nice and full too. There we go, so we're nearly there with scooping our potato out. Perfect. So now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little halves of potato. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to pop them onto my baking tray. So say I've lined my baking tray. You don't have to, you can just pop a little bit of oil on it if you want to, just so they don't stick. But I'm just going to pop my potato skin straight on there. So can you see, some of my potatoes are much bigger than the others. I think there'll be a fight over the biggest one. So I'm just going to pop those to the side for a minute while we continue to make the filling to put in them. Now the filling's really, really easy. What you need to do, before we do the filling, what you can do is just sprinkle just a tiny little bit of cheese in the bottom of each of them, because that'll make them nice and gooey inside. So just pop a little bit of cheese. Doesn't need to be very much, just a little bit of cheese in the bottom of each one. There we go. Try and do it as neatly as possible so you don't get cheese all over your baking tray. Right, the next thing you need to do then is to crack your eggs. We like cracking eggs, don't we? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 eggs, so here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Now if I tap each egg 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and I've got 4 eggs. How many taps have I done? That's 4 lots of 3 taps, so 4 times 3. I'll give you a couple of moments to work that out while I measure out 50 millilitres of milk. So 50 millilitres of milk. There we go. Try and be as accurate as you can with your measuring. 50 millilitres of milk is not very much milk. Right, have you worked out 4 times 3? Are we ready? 4, 8, 12. Or you could count in threes and go 3, 6, 9, 12. So it's 12. We tapped our eggs 12 times. Right, once you've measured out your 50 millilitres of milk, you're going to place that in with your eggs. Then you're going to pop in half of what you've got left of the cheese. Not all of it, just half of it. You don't have to be completely accurate with that, it's up to you. And then I've just got 2 slices of ham here, but you can use as much ham as you want to. And I've got my kitchen scissors, and I'm going to slice my ham up into little pieces straight into my bowl. There we go. Folded it up so it makes it much quicker. Do be careful of your fingers with the scissors, or if you're using a knife, make sure you use a chopping board that you haven't used for raw meat, okay? So in there so far we've got the 4 eggs, we've got half of the cheese that was left, we've got your slices of ham, and we've got our milk. The only other thing we need to add now are the herbs and the salt and pepper. Now, as I said, I'm using a few chives in mine, and I'm just going to use just a sprinkle of chives. Then I'm going to get my salt and a pinch of salt and my pepper so I don't drop it on the way, and a pinch of pepper. You don't have to put the chives and the salt and pepper in if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. Now I need to get my fork out, and then I'm just going to give that a little whisk up. There we go. Not too much elbow grease needed this week. Just so the eggs are all incorporated together. There we go. That will do us. And you end up with a mixture looking something like that. Okay, very eggy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the egg mixture back into my jug, because this will make it easier for you to then pop it into your potato skins. Now, I've used ham and cheese. If there's something else you want to put in these, it's absolutely fine. You can choose whatever fillings you would like, but use the same amount of egg, because then you'll have the right quantity, okay? So what I'm going to do now, let me just move my chopping board out of the way, is I'm now going to, let me get this in the right place, pour the egg mixture into the shells. Oh, I've loaded that one a little bit much. Try to make sure they don't overflow. I'm going to concentrate quite hard. That's why it's important that you loaded the skins up really, really carefully at the beginning and made sure they were nice and flat. Whoop. Now, some of the ones at the beginning didn't have very much ham in because it's all gone to the bottom. So I'm going to spoon some ham into these. There's a bit of cheese in there as well. Now they are overflowing a little bit, but don't worry. There we go, that one stood up a little bit better now. There we go. Lovely. This is a messy job. But they do look delicious. Now the last job you're going to do is you're going to just pop a little bit more cheese on the top of these. Okay, just to finish them off. And then we're going to pop them in the oven and we're going to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes until the egg mixture is set. Okay, so you'll see that the egg will be nice and spongy on the top. Okay, so I'll see you in 20 minutes. So here we are, 15 minutes later, and we have a tray of absolutely beautiful loaded potato skins there. Look, they've gone nice and brown on the top and they're all bubbling, and the egg mixture is set inside. Now, while I've been waiting for those to bake, I've done myself and Mr. Hudson a side salad. So we're going to have ours with salad today. So let's see if I can dish these out. So here we go. And then I'll show you the finished result. I'm going to mix up a little bit the size of the skins. There we go. They smell absolutely delicious. And I'll serve William and Sons out in a moment. So here we go. So there is our lunch with our side salad and our loaded potato skin. So I hope you've enjoyed today's show, and I hope you enjoy having a go at making your loaded potato skins, and I'll see you again next time. Take care everyone, and get on the website to have a look at those other recipes. Take care. Bye.